The Daz Band and Let It Whip. It's Felixstowe Radio Breakfast. Friday morning, and a good morning to you. Tommy's here. Hello, Tommy. How are you?
Hello, Dan. Happy Nostalgic November. We're still here,
yes.
standing strong for this month, aren't we?
It's the last one, Tommy. The last one.
Before the Christmas month.
Oh, that crackled in my ear a little bit. Did that you?
A little bit, yeah.
Anyway, enough about our technical problems. We've got a department for that. How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling much better now. I had a bit of a cold, for the last couple of weeks, but I finally shook it off, and I'm back to.
And you didn't give it to me, so I'm impressed.
And I didn't. No, I didn't. I think. You dodged a bullet there because that was a very bad cold.
I did. Right, Nostalgic November. How are we ending it today, Tommy?
Oh, we're hitting the ground running today, Dan. I've got a classic film to talk about called Mrs. Doubtfire that came out in 1993. I believe it's rated PG, but the version I used to watch as a kid, taped off the TV on VHS, happy days, was
you love your VHSs. I do. Nostalgic November.
Yeah, and I actually taped it off off the telly on VHS, and a lot of the swear words and stuff were edited out. So
it's U for you.
I grew up on a U version of the film, but I now own it on the PG format.
Yeah, a few people have said there are lots of different cut versions of that film.
Oh, definitely.
Anyway, go for it, Tommy.
So Chris Columbus really belted out some family classics in the early 90s, what with Home Alone 1 and 2, as well as this film, which is just an absolute gem from beginning to end. So all in all, the same director who did Home Alone 1 and 2 directed Mrs. Doubtfire.
I didn't know that.
So, yeah, this guy... quality for family films is he's top tier when it comes to family movies, I think. Robin Williams stars as Daniel Hillard, who is an immature but loving father who is divorced by his strict wife Miranda, played by Sally Field, after his carefree nature becomes too much and he is left with only being able to see his kids one day per week. Longing to see his kids no matter what, and knowing Miranda needs a housekeeper, he uses both his skills as a talented voice actor and his brother, who is a makeup costume designer, to forge the persona of the Scottish housekeeper that titles the film. So, right off the bat, Robin Williams steals the show expectantly as Daniel Hillard, Mrs. Doubtfire, and Mrs. Doubtfire.
He's the same character?
Yeah. It's a dual role.
I mean, I know that, but I'm just clarifying.
It's like Batman and Bruce Wayne. This is Daniel Hillard, and his alter ego is Mrs. Doubtfire. Yeah. Bringing his comedy A-game and his genius impression talents to the front. This is 100% my favourite Robin Williams film because of the comedy he brings, but also the heartfelt moments he unexpectedly delivers. Sally Field does well as Miranda Hillard too, and the real heart of this film is how the fictional persona of Mrs. Doubtfire brings out the best in both her and her ex-husband. Daniel starts off the film as a work-shy, irresponsible loser to some degree, and by the end of the film, he has learned to better himself by disciplining his children when they need to be, as well as cooking and actually listening to Miranda and understanding her reasons for divorcing him. Miranda starts off the film as a work-obsessed, strict high flyer who barely sees her children, but by the end, and through Mrs. Doubtfire's influence, she becomes a fun, involved mother who actually smiles around her children.
So basically both of the parents grow through the story.
Definitely, and it's through this persona of Mrs. Doubtfire that really strengthens these two characters. The three kids also have great chemistry with Robin Williams, and you really believe that they are a family. Lydia, the oldest, has some strong moments where she is struggling with her parents' divorce, as would any child of her age. I believe she's about 14 in the film. Chris, the middle child, feels guilty because he thinks it was his out-of-control birthday party that caused his parents to divorce, so there's some guilt there. And Natalie, the youngest, has some funny moments with her face pulling when reacting to what is going on around her, because there's a lot of madness in this film, comical madness. Pierce Brosnan, who you may know played James Bond in a
I didn't know that.
No, Pierce Brosnan played James Bond. He was in. I'm trying to think of a movie that you might have seen him in. Mamma Mia, Mars Attack.
Don't insult me.
The Pierce Brosnan as Stu also proves he can do comedy as well. What with his constant reactions to Mrs. Doubtfire's taunting, as he is the new boyfriend of Miranda that comes into the second act. The filmmakers made a wise decision by making Stu a real, decent guy who cares for Miranda and the kids, instead of the cliche new boyfriend being a nasty character or something, as it's more realistic, and it should hurt Daniel more because it makes it harder to hate him if the new guy that comes into his family is just a nice guy. Howard Shore's score is also brilliantly done, as it conveys so much emotion when it needs to. This is a good 8 years before his masterpiece, the Lord of the Rings trilogy score, was released to the world. So this is my favourite film that he has done the music to that isn't Lord of the Rings, as you know.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan.
You may have mentioned that once or twice.
Maybe. So to close, this film is the perfect family film that can be beloved by all ages. It has perfect laughter, perfect emotion, and a moving theme on how through divorce, although it may be painful, it ultimately can make you better people for your children and ultimately too for yourselves. So on that note, Dan, I'm ending this month on a high. Mrs. Doubtfire gets 5 stars from me.
There you go. I'm still holding the grudge against Shrek, but we'll leave that.
I challenge you to watch Mrs. Doubtfire and just tell me that it doesn't achieve 5-star status. Shrek, on the other hand,
me to watch a lot of films. How much time do you think I have?
Oh, I know. You're a very busy man, Dan.
Very.
You're a very busy Dan, man.
Very. Oh, you had to. He just likes the words that rhyme. So Tommy. Sorry, another great review.
Thank you. I'm glad you didn't ghost it.
I'm already looking forward. Sorry, I'm looking at the calendar. I'm a
you
week
can't
ahead
wait.
of you.
Yeah, you can't wait.
I've been itching for this from November. Is just in the way.
Yep.
For me.
Yep.
It's great being nostalgic and everything, but no, been that. We want December. 3rd of December next Friday.
Yep.
How are you feeling about that?
So I'm feeling very festive, Dan, I must say.
You're feeling very festive.
Yeah.
Are you at all nervous? Because you pretty much rolled out good A star last year.
I think I did my top 4 last year, didn't I?
You did. So
I'm
really
I guess I'm going to have to do 8 to 4 this year.
I'm very interested to see what you come up with now that we've obviously themed our months away. And of course, really looking forward to it. And we're a week less. Because we're having Christmas off.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we're here Christmas Eve.
Yes.
But week after we got that off.
So
See, they do let us have time off.
So how many do we have recordings do we have this time? As I see, you're looking at a calendar right now.
I'm looking at a calendar now.
Starting from the 3rd.
You got 4 of them.
So I still got 4.
You got 4 of them.
Good. All right.
It's all right.
That's
These
good.
off-air conversations will include everybody.
Yeah.
Well, Tommy, thank you very much. Have a great weekend.
You too, Dan, and let's roll into December together. Let's have some festive fun next month.
Now, Tommy, I'm going to ask you this question.
What?
Shall we drop a Christmas tune into 80s at 8 today?
I think we should, just to celebrate the start of this month.
That's coming up for you just after 8 o'clock. It's Felixstowe Radio Breakfast. Tommy, thank you very much and have a good weekend.
No worries, Dan. You too, and to everyone listening. Take care.